one of the reasons I moved back down was one of my dad's friends. He actually opened a shop down here in Tucson.
Okay.
And it's a crazy story because I came down here. He was super interested. He's like texting my dad, like, yo, like, I want your son to come work for me. Just basically, he was real interested in me. So I came down and I came and took a look at his shop. And there's like a crazy vibe in there. Like, I really liked it. It's all renovated, and like, you could just tell he was super, like, he just wanted to get his shop popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but you had your stuff popping here. Just being honest, you had your shit going on here.
Like by the end, like I was there for what, like 6-7 months, and like by 6 months, I was basically like almost full schedule down here. And
wow.
But so I came down to Tucson, ended up working for him, and then like 2 months in, he ended up passing away from COVID.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was pretty crazy little situation that I'm in right now. But
oh, that was a great segue to start off the interview process. Tell the people who you are, a little bit about yourself, and where you come from, what you got going on, and who is Zay?
My name's Isaiah, but I'm better known as Zay, or some of the older folks know me as Sosa, but I don't really go by that no more. I don't like to go by that.
Sosa? Whoa. I ain't never heard that shit. You gotta pause, right? Where the hell Sosa come from?
That's my people in like Tucson that like they'll know me as like Sosa. Honestly, it really just like 6th grade. It was like some old shit. Like 6th grade, I was real into like Scarface and like Chief Keef and just like a little, you know what I mean? Just a little just doing jit things. And I just came up with the name Sosa. Like me and my cousin, we used to watch like I said, like Scarface and whatnot. And then like I was going to school and like people would be like, yo, what's your name? Because I was like a new kid, like at Flowing Wells. Yeah, it's like a school out here in Tucson. And I'd be like Sosa. And like my name like on IG was Sosa the Barber. So everybody knew me as Sosa, you know what I mean?
Okay. I didn't know that, by the way. Zay the Barber. That's where I knew you from.
See, that's what like that's more of a new thing. That's like my senior year in high school, like Zay. Everybody knew me as Zay, like Zay the Barber.
And for the record, how old are you?
I just turned 21.
You just wait. So when you were cutting me, you were 20?
I was 20, yeah.
Wow. So you just turned, so barber, physical trainer, and I think you were doing some kind of weightlifting competition as well. Like, we'll talk about that a little bit. What was that all about?
So I got real tapped in with like bodybuilding. Like after like 2 years into working out, I used to play ball. So I was always in the gym, just being real active. Then my senior year came around and I ended up not playing. So I was like still like had that urge to like be like into some type of activity, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I started working out and I started noticing like I was getting bigger. I was like, damn, I like this feeling, you know what I mean? I was like in high school, I was real skinny. I was like maybe like 160, pushing 160, just real skinny. So I was like, damn, I'm starting to see some results. Like my dad always worked out. My brother always worked out. But I always just played ball. I didn't really like to work out too much. But once I started seeing those results, I was like, okay, this is fun. You know what I mean? So
and
then,
also that first check too, probably.
Yeah.
Hello.
So then I just started doing like watching a lot of like YouTube and stuff. And then I got like real into it. And I was like, I want to do like a show. Like I want to compete. I want to challenge myself a little bit. You know what I mean? So I ended up competing, going through that whole process. And then I just kind of like fell in love with it, honestly. I was like, I really like the feeling like coming in and out of the gym and just like people like looking up to that, like people that are overweight or just trying to gain weight, like all the information that I learned, I'm like, all right, like now I can like play a role like for these people, help them out if they need the like with whatever they need.
So what will be your number one? Would it be the weightlifting and the physical training, or would it be the barbering?
I get asked that question so much, like from my clients on both sides. They always seem to ask me that like as their first question. But I would say, I mean, it's a little different. I can't really like choose one, you know what I mean? Because they both play a role in certain areas. Like my barber, not only is that my financial income, but I also have a passion for cutting hair. I like getting people right. And then with like cutting hair, I mean, with like training and whatnot, that's like a personal, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. So one is a passion in the profession, and the other one, it sounds like, is what you're trying to say, is that one is a passion profession, the other one is just a passion that you happen to get a couple dollars off here and there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But I'm not really in the whole training for the money. I'm more in that, just something I like to do. But eventually, hopefully, it does end up going that route. I end up getting paid to, you know, do what I like to do. I mean, I have goals. I actually just wrote down some goals, you know, what I want to do with both sides of that.
So give me your number one goal when it comes to barbering. I posted a picture of 3 when you used to cut my hair, 100 likes. I put a video up, 300, 400 views, you know, like easy off of a haircut. You definitely talented it, but like, what do you see as a goal from barbering? What's the next step from barbering?
So with barbering, I do eventually want to open my own spot, but the thing is, I don't want to own a shop, just because when you open a shop, it's not how easy people think it is. Being an owner in a barbershop is harder than it looks. So with me, my goal is to own my own studio, probably in the next year, if not this year, to own my own studio for sure.
And barbering studio, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another goal is like, I want to be able to work like 4 days a week and just be fully booked like those 4 days. Like, I'm not trying to be a barber that's just like stuck in the shop, you know, 9 to 9. Like, I want to have a certain amount of clientele, and that clientele know that I'm going to get them right every time. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to rush them out the chair or anything like that. Just like an hour of just like, pleasure.
Right. And I think that's what your whole experience was. Yeah. Have I ever talked to you about the M room?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've definitely heard of that, but you're gonna have to refresh me on that.
Yeah, so it was started in like France or some shit, like some crazy. I forgot where it was like originated at, but essentially what they are is they have like different tiers. You got gold, platinum, and silver. You know how, I don't know, however it goes, but the lowest tier, the middle tier, and then the top tier. The top tier, I pay you $400 a month. And no matter what, I come in your shop, I ain't gotta have no appointment. I ain't gotta have shit. I'm gonna come in there at 4 o'clock, and the moment somebody get out your chair, I'm the next person to get in because I'm a platinum member. And then when I get out your chair, I get to go through all your shit. I get to go through your cabinet to pick me some shampoo or whatever I want to take home with me, some hairspray, whatever. If I'm a bronze member, I go before anybody else who was in there before me, except for that platinum member. And then I get the same thing. I get to go in your shit, and I get to take me a little something home. And then if I'm just a regular gold member or silver member, then I go before all the walk-ins, but I go after the first 2 guys, the higher tiers, and I don't get to take shit home with me. But it's like 400, 300, 250 or something like that. And it's unlimited haircuts. So they originated like in France or Germany. I don't know where they come from, somewhere overseas. Maybe I should have done some research before we got on this call, but people can research it themselves if they want to see it. It's in Seattle, Washington. But yeah, they had like 3 locations in Seattle, and then they started like expanding like throughout the West Coast. Have you ever thought about doing a monthly subscription to any of your clients, or have you done that already?
No, I have though. I have thought about that. My dad actually recommended that I do something like that. I haven't really put anything together yet, but that's something I'll consider for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, put it. Get to the drawing board, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I think most people these days don't give a shit about the cost of things because everybody has money. You know, as I look in the background, you probably was 19 in that picture right there, and you in a damn Jeep. What is that? Is that a Sahara? Like, what? I don't even know what that is, but I can't afford it.
It's a Wrangler.
I can't afford it. I think that this day and age, convenience is what people pay for.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for most certainly. So if you could be convenient enough for somebody to walk in and say, okay, I got clout, I got 400, motherfucker give you 400 easily. You know, easily to come in and get unlimited haircuts. You know, 400 easily. 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 You know, 400 e And don't get me wrong, if you look at my hair, you probably cut my hair for 40, 50, it's cool. But a white guy, you cutting their hair, that's at least $70, $80 because you actually have to cut their hair.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they can get in to give you $400 a month to get unlimited haircuts, bro, I think that would be killer.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I gotta put the numbers together, but it sounds about right. You know what I mean? Because after coming in once a week, not only is that easier for me to get the job done faster, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But I feel like it would be like, instead of paying, I mean, I charge a different ratio from where I was out there. Just because it's more money out there in Scottsdale.
I was about to say, the price don't went up.
Tucson, you know what I mean?
Okay,
so,
okay.
I mean, it really just depends on the location, but I feel like you could really charge as long as it's worth it in your client's head. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm trying to get at, like, if they think it's worth it, obviously, you know, they're gonna pay 100. It doesn't really matter on the location, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. As long as you got that confidence and that work ethic, and these clients are seeing that, they're gonna pay the price. You know what I mean? Like, to go in your chair, because they're thinking like, man, this, every time I go in there, I get this feeling whenever I'm walking out, like I'm an alpha. You know what I mean?
Fire ass cut.
Yeah.
So where'd you get it from though? Cutting hair. Like how did you start cutting?
I mean, my dad used to cut mine and my brother's hair growing up, but I remember just getting a haircut from my uncle one time, and his name is Ray, actually. Most people, he's pretty well known out here in Tucson. I just remember like getting like some like crazy, like everybody was like, "Where'd you get your haircut?" You know what I mean? Like hyping it up, and I was like, "Damn, like that feels good." You know what I mean? To get like hyped up like that. So I was like, I want to like start cutting hair. Like, I want to learn how to like blend like that. And I started just like cutting my cousins myself. Actually, I started cutting myself, fucking myself up, going to school, like messed up head. But and then once high school came around, like I said, I started playing ball. And yeah, like you said, I was cutting the players, my teammates, and just kind of went from there. Everybody started noticing, like, "Yo, where'd you get your haircut?" "Oh, that boy Zay." And just got better from there. I mean, as you go, you know, you grow.
So you've been away from Scottsdale. You didn't do any of the holidays here, right? Or did you?
I didn't know. I actually had some of my clients from back there come visit me out in Tucson.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long of a trip is that? I haven't taken it yet.
It's about an hour and a half.
Okay. So you got no ties to Scottsdale at all?
Right now, not really, no.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you're doing what's best for you. It sounds like you got a little bit more of a stable situation over there. You know,
For sure.
So what, you're weightlifting and you're working out, is there a clientele for that in Tucson, or is that something that you focus on more, you know, being here or coming back here in the Scottsdale area?
So with that, I haven't jumped into anything yet. I'm more just going in and just training like myself, just with buddies and whatnot. But I do plan on opening that back up here soon once I find like a gym that I actually like. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't like to jump into things that like I'm a little iffy about, because you never know. You know what I mean? A few weeks or months down the road, you might not like that. You know what I mean?
So tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But what from I got from the shop, it just seemed like it was you and your boy. I'm correct me if I'm on his name, with the tattoo on his face, the crazy one. Wow.
Oh man, that's Wealth.
Yeah, man. Wealth. Yeah, Wealth Barber.
Yeah,
Yeah. Shout out to Wealth. He's on Books. He's Scottsdale, Arizona. He's on there, man. But I saw just you and him. You know, that one other time when I came in there, it was the black dude that he came. He was in there one time. But it seems like the old heads in the shop, they were on the other side.
Yeah,
it was a totally different, you know, atmosphere, you know, from each side of the shop. So I bring that up to ask you this question: what old head is in your ear? You're clearly a younger cat that has your head on correctly. You know what you want to do. You know what you want out of your craft, what direction you want to go in. Is that you? Is that dad hollering at you every day when you come home? Or is there a mentor that keeps Zay on the right track?
Yeah, appreciate that. I guess I could say just growing up, I mean, I didn't come from the best home. My dad, I could say between my dad and my brother, because my brother plays a father figure on me too. Just watching them, I guess, rise, go up, level up, just kind of kept me ambitious to do that as well. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be that member in the family not to get leveled up. You see what I'm trying to say?
Right.
I mean, growing up, my dad, he did some time, and when he got out, he started doing HVAC, and he ended up making his own business. And like, he was never, I mean, I don't want to put his income out there, but he was never too wealthy. And these last like 2-3 years that he's had his business, it went crazy. It blew up crazy.
Shit, that motherfucker in Arizona, the damn desert. It be better,
Yeah,
goddamn.
I mean, it went crazy. My brother bought his own house at, I believe, 22, or yeah, 22. He bought his own house. Just watching them, just level up always kept me motivated. And just always having that mindset that I just want to, level up. I don't want to be like, I've seen a lot of people, a lot of I don't want to be so specific, but a lot of people like just living with just being on the same level, I guess, not growing any like by the year or by the month, or just staying the same, just being comfortable. And I just always had that mindset that I never wanted to like stay comfortable. You know what I mean?
I mean, I always had that mindset. I never knew your ass was 20 ever.
Yeah.
So in some fashion, I thought you had a mentor, and I knew that wealth wasn't it. I just thought he was just. Yeah, I mean, he's older than you, right?
Yeah, he's a little
Yeah,
older.
but
Yeah.
I consistently saw you check him, and I said, "Oh yeah, this dude," and that's why I wanted to have you on the show. Because I said, "Okay, this is a kid." Excuse me, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No,
But
no.
I got you by 12 years. I'm like, okay, this is a kid who, I mean, he's about his business. He might. I remember you came in like my second appointment. You came in like 10 minutes late. And you were like, yeah, man, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, man, I just left the gym, man. I had a client, But little did you know, I was already looking at your Instagram story an hour before both of us even got to the shop. And
Yeah.
not only did you post it, but the young lady who you were with tagged you in something. And I saw both of y'all post. I'm like, oh, okay, he doing his thing. And I couldn't be mad at that. So I always admired you having your business mind, on the forefront. And as being
Yeah.
as young as you are, man, that's impressive, man. So you got to keep going,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
you got to find you a mentor though, somebody,
Yeah.
dad or mom and brother, whatever. Like, yeah, that's cool, but that's personal. So when you go to the business side, man, you definitely have to have, some kind of mentor. And even I looked at the dude that was in the shop with you, man. He wasn't worth a damn. He wasn't worrying about you nor wealth. He wasn't worrying about
Yeah.
nothing but y'all paying that booth rent. That motherfucker ain't ever came over and said nothing. That's what I got from that entire experience at that barbershop. But
Yeah.
you definitely stood out, man.
Because a lot of these kids nowadays, they're ungrateful. I see all these kids, on social media at like the age of like 12, 13, like 12, 13. I don't even know if I had a Snapchat. I was outside playing ball, doing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Doing those things. And now it's like,
Well, times have changed, man.
yeah.
I was the young cat that was around all the older people. So
Yeah.
I had to grow up fast. I was working at Popeyes at 14, 15, working at Marshall's at 16, and playing high school basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it. Well, JV, I wasn't that good, but I know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when I saw you, I was just like, this kid, man, like he get it. So you as a 21-year-old young man, do you think that's really true?
No, that's 100% true. I mean,
Oof.
shit, it's crazy. You could be come out of high school, nobody know you, all of a sudden 20K followers on Instagram and you're like this idol. Like, it's like, okay, like, nothing against that. I mean, but it's just crazy, like the clout chasing, I guess you could say nowadays.
It's crazy, man. It's
It is
like
crazy.
it's crazy. Like I don't even know how to talk to people anymore. Like I really don't know how to come at these young cats because you don't know if they want. Half of them are hotheads. They might try to fight you, shoot you. Shit, the girls is like, man, they don't. It's no morals are out the window. If it's like if you got 10,000 followers, you already know. Like I think everybody is gonna be listening to this podcast so they know what I'm getting at right now. If you got a certain amount of followers, that's a certain amount of clout. Yeah. And you know, back in the day, you had to beat somebody's ass, or you just had to be just that cool, or just have like a following to you. But right now, it's just like how many actual followers do you have on social media, man? It's different. Like it's really different.
That changes your whole attitude, really. I mean, so mine's a little different, I feel like, from others, because on my Instagram, like, I used to be, I mean, I guess you could say I still am, but I don't try to as much be like a pretty boy on social media or whatever.
You're a little cute ass. You know you're doing good well.
Nah, it's really just like promoting my businesses. Like, if you go look at my account, the last 4 or 5 pictures are just strictly haircuts, and then I have my fitness account separate from that. I decided to do that earlier in December, I think it was. Started pushing content on my fitness account, and that's because, you know, I have goals in that too, but I kind of wanted to split them because I felt like they're 2 different audiences, you know what I mean? Like, my clients probably don't want to see like me like doing like crazy like workouts, my shirt off and shit. Like, I feel like they want to see haircuts, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna separate.
That's why I ain't put that shirt off shit up on the background.
Yeah, so I mean, but that's what I use social media for. I use it really just to promote my businesses.
So promote both of them, but not necessarily for like a fan base. Because I never see you, like, even your stories. If you got a girl in your story, you ain't partying, you ain't going out, you ain't doing nothing. They in the gym with you.
Yeah, that's right.
I truly am. Sorry, go ahead.
I ain't the type to be out all the time, and that's just not something I like to do. Like, I mean, people can talk their shit or say whatever they got to say, but that's just not my type of party.
I totally feel that, by the way. I think every generation looks at the one either before or after, and it's some kind of beef.
I would say, like, y'all drip was a little much.
Okay.
Your drip was a little much. That's something.
Wait, drip is clothes, right?
I don't criticize it so much, but that's something that's always caught my attention. You know what I mean? Like,
drip is clothes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, your little style, like, I've always looked at that, like, what the hell? Like, why are y'all wearing that?
Like the big ass t-shirts and shit?
Yeah, or like LL Cool J with his little, you know what I mean? His little pants rolled up. So,
that shit will fly back in the day. You gotta think about it, man. We ain't had these tight ass, skinny ass pants like y'all got right now. We had to do something with that. That was fly.
Little stuff like that, though.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what else that I kind of look at to try to criticize. I mean, shit, I would have liked to grow up in back in your times more than the times I'm in right now, but I mean, I can't really think of anything else besides that.
The one thing that I can't stand, I'm gonna share it with you and everybody else who's listening, or who's going to listen to this. Y'all motherfuckers are so privileged. I ain't gonna say y'all, they are so privileged. They've never experienced the grandma, like that old school grandma that's gonna come to your school. You had to have a hell of a person that you were looking up to, or a hell of a role model that was in your ear constantly. You ain't got no kid, no arrests, I'm sure. Do you? No.
No.
Exactly. Great. Kudos to your daddy and kudos to your brother and anybody else that was in your ear, man. So kudos to you, seriously. But what else is on? Like, what's next for you though? Like, Like you said this year you want to have the shop, right? Or you want to have the studio.
Studio, yeah.
What the fuck is the difference between the shop and the studio?
So a studio is just like, well, a studio is really just like either you or another buddy. I mean, it's nothing big. It's just
So
a
like
small, just a
just like
small lot.
apartments. It's like a
Yeah,
one
yeah,
bedroom or studio. Okay.
yeah. So they have like these little studios. Like they'll have like a salon, and it's like I've seen it in Phoenix as well as out here. So it's basically like 15 separate studios in one big what do you call it? Like just one big room.
And I get it. And like a
Yeah,
building, and they got little separate little.
separate studios.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
nothing crazy. It's just just you and your client, but at the same time, you could charge your own price with
Right,
no issues. You know what I mean?
right.
And that's always something that I've looked forward to is just having my own spot. Really.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I hate to say it, but I'm about to say right now. I miss you definitely. I miss you on the Clippers. But who cut me right now is that.
Yeah.
Right here by Wasted Grain and all the other bars and shit right here in Scottsdale. It's a little shop. It's a little plaza right there, right next to the Philadelphia Sandwich Shop. By the way, shout out to Philadelphia Sandwich Shop. I went there. I got a fucking meatball sub the other day, and they wing so good. But anyway, here he got a little studio. He got one little shit where you wash the hair and shit, and then he got a fucking like a 70-inch TV on the wall, a PS5. You know, he be in they playing the game. I think he's from Honduras. So, you know, he be watching fucking soccer and shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but he got the one chair. One chair outside for somebody, you know, in on times where it's like COVID and shit like that.
COVID,
Yeah, you know, that gives people a sense of security. I think you definitely should do that. If it's somewhere close, I would love to become a client again. But that's a great idea, brother.
Yeah. So that's always something I've always looked up to.
Okay.
And actually, Wealth ended up going that route. He opened his own studio. So I mean, anybody who's out there in Phoenix, hey, hit up Wealth, man.
Oh, he's in Phoenix or he's in Scottsdale?
Oh, he's in Tempe now. Yeah.
Okay. So we're closer to where he lives.
He lives in Mesa, I believe.
Okay. I thought he was in Tempe. Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, he didn't introduce that to me, but he ended up going that route, and I mean, good for him. I mean, I'm glad he did something. You know what I mean? Because that man has skill, but
he did.
He's a little crazy.
He's crazy as hell, and that's one thing you can't deny somebody on. They got some skill. Somebody gonna fuck with you regardless. But you also got a good head to your shoulders as well.
I'm trying to find a way to invest right now. I mean, I was kind of tapped in with crypto last year, but this year I kind of fell off. I haven't really done too much research on it again, but I do want to do something a little different. I don't know if that's going to be investments, maybe a different career path. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but I do know eventually I do want to switch it up.
Yeah, in due time. I mean, and that'll come. You know, I'm pretty sure you got people in your ear telling you that'll come. I think I mentioned on my previous show or a previous episode, I'm sorry. I have a platform that I use that shows me who listens to my podcast, how many people actually listen to it versus download it, where they are, how old they are. I think it was like maybe 16% of my overall downloads that are from the Phoenix, Arizona area. So somebody that's listening to this is going to hear this conversation. Whether it's, you know, somebody who wants to be inspired about weightlifting, whether they want to get a new barber, or the girls probably see the picture behind me and heard me talk about your little strong ass. I hope that you get a following. So thank you so much for, you know what I'm saying, for chilling with me, bro. You got a customer forever, man. But let everybody else know where they can find you, whether it's social media, whether it's your barber, you know, where you're cutting at now, what you got going on now, where you're working at, everything. Tell your brother I said what's up. I just saw him walk by the way. I remember he came to the shop that one time, remember?
Yep. But anyway, you can find me on Instagram. It's zay.way1. Or you could if you're out here in Tucson and looking for a haircut, you can find me on La Cholla and Orange Grove at Ed's Barbershop. Shout out to Ed. And what else was I going to say? Oh, actually, if you go on my Instagram, there's actually a link to book an appointment on there. That's what I'd advise, because I don't want you waiting in the lobby too long. But yeah, that's where you can find me, man.
You continue to do your thing, man, and keep being a positive brother, man. I am confident that you will succeed, young man. I guarantee you that because you got it in here, man, and you got it up here as well, and that's all that matters. So appreciate you, Zay. Definitely will see you soon, man. Have a good evening. Thank you so much for coming by the show, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Talk to you later, man.
Turtle on the track.